Making an Archtop Guitar, Chapter 6. I'm getting into bending the sides. And when I got the side bender, it was smaller than I thought it would be, but it's still big enough to bend the sides for acoustic guitar. So I give it a quick spritz with some water, and when the thing is hot enough, the water just like bounces off like a griddle. So it's plenty hot, and then you spritz down the board, get it pretty soaked. You don't have to soak it in advance, is what I found out. And then you start slowly letting the heat from the little post to steam into the wood, and it starts to kind of rubberize and get bendable. And the thing I ran into is I was in too much of a hurry, and I ended up breaking like 3 or 4 of these. Some of this was decent side wood. This was a piece of mahogany I had, and I had a piece of rosewood that I ruined by trying to hurry too much. So later on, I ended up using some cedar from that playground cedar, and I got it real thin, like just around 2 millimeters or a little less, and took my time. It took a couple hours, and then I finally got some sides bent over the weekend. Okay, after a few attempts and around four cracked boards, I finally managed it. I used this little still hot, it's unplugged now, the little iron for like doing ribs and sides for violins and guitars. And here's what happened, when I was doing the first couple. I just had a few failures, but finally I got thin enough. I used that cedar and I planed it down to just around 2 millimeters, and you spritz it with water and you steam it and bend it. Took a couple hours, and it's pretty close to the shape. So I'm just going to let all the water dry, and then we'll start doing the linings and the blocks, and it'll start building. There's a couple little, like I had a crack start to form, so I put some sawdust and glue in there. I think it'll hold up. And there's a knot right here, so we'll have to patch that up. But for the practice Archtop, I think this thing will play. So carry on. Next up would be the linings and the blocks.